Welcome to What's the Tea Tuesdays, where we sip on the truth, break the word spells, and expose the ways the world has been having us all the way messed up. Let's cut the veil and make it make sense. So here's the thing. Being adaptable used to sound like a compliment, until I realized a lot of us have been adapting to chaos and calling it strength. We rearrange our homes to feel better, change the furniture, shift the energy, light a candle, and suddenly the space feels new. But if you think about it, what if the rooms in your house reflects what's happening in the spirit? What if the constant need to rearrange on the outside is just the soul crying out for a reset on the inside? Yeah, hello? Is this thing on? Now let's take it deeper. They told us adaptability was a virtue, but sometimes what they really meant was stay in spaces that don't see you, tolerate betrayal and call it maturity, let them disrespect you, just be the bigger person. I can't make this up. Before you know it, you're burnt out, anxious, disassociated, and gaslighting yourself just to keep the peace. You ever decorate a house that's on fire? Because that's what spiritual misalignment feels like. I recently watched Straw, Tyler Perry's film with Taraji. Woo! Listen, that moment where she finally snapped after all the gaslighting, the emotional manipulation, the lies, that wasn't her being emotional. That was her reaching her spiritual breaking point. Been there, 1,000%. I've shown up with love, with honesty, with receipts, and still been treated like the issue because my truth didn't flatter the lie. And here's where the adaptability crosses the line. When adaptability becomes neglect, when silence turns itself into self-betrayal, when flexibility becomes folding, let's call it what it is. You're not being difficult, you're just done shrinking. And you should be, because spiritual adaptability is not making yourself small. It's about knowing when to shift and knowing when to stay the ground. We don't adapt to survive, we shift to evolve. Mind shift moment. Pause and take inventory. What have you been adapting to that your spirit never agreed to? Because if it's costing you your peace, your purpose, or your identity, that's not growth, that's grief in disguise. This week, stop folding into the dysfunction. Stretch into your healing, move the energy, rearrange the mindset. If they say you switched up, bet that's the point. Let's affirm. Say it with me. I don't shrink to fit, I stretch to grow. I adapt with the discernment, not desperation. I release what no longer resonates and I reclaim what still belongs to me. My spirit is not for sale. My peace is not up for debate. So go ahead and push the follow button because we're just getting started. All right, love you. Bye.